Hello everyone. Welcome back to the podcast / YouTube. I don't know what to call this, whether it's a pod tube or a Ucast. Hope you're all well anyway, and I am coming onto this podcast a little enraged because I just filmed a reel about the Special K diet. So I'm not sure if you lovely ladies have listened to the podcast episode that is about 2 episodes back about the Special K diet with my lovely friend Emma, but she just sent me the link to the ad and it shook me to my core. It really did. So I made a reel about it and it's completely riled me up. So if I'm sounding a little riled up, then that is why. But that's not what I came on to speak about. If you're interested in all of those like past dieting trends and getting out of that mindset, then pop to 2 episodes back. It's titled, Did You Ever Try the Special K Diet? Give it a listen and I hope you find it insightful. But today we're actually going to be speaking about a topic that I actually get asked quite a lot, and one of my clients actually asked me about this. So I thought I would break down and address it on a podcast episode because she can't be the only one who is potentially a bit confused about this, and that is reverse dieting. So for a lot of you, I'm guessing you've lost weight or you've attempted to lose weight before, so you have some sort of background or idea of dieting. If you don't, then just binge watch all my episodes, get up to date, and then listen to this one, because then you'll get a better understanding of how to lose weight, keep it off, yada yada. But it's one of those things where you're on social media and you're kind of scrolling through and you're comparing yourself to other people thinking, should I be doing what they are doing because they've got some amazing results on their fitness journey? Should I be doing this? And this was the case for my client who was scrolling through social media, was seeing a lot about reverse dieting, thinking that maybe she should try it to help her weight loss. And it is a very interesting subject to kind of break down, but I think it's important to know and understand what reverse dieting actually is. So reverse dieting is basically where you get to a point in your weight loss journey where you have lost the weight you want to lose, or you're feeling good in your body, your clothes are fitting exactly what you want, so you've hit that goal, you're feeling fab, you're feeling fresh. We know you can't stay in a calorie deficit forever or stay in a weight loss phase forever, whatever you want to call it. So you have to cycle your calories back up to maintenance again. Now there's 1 or 2 ways that you can do this. So number 1, you can just go straight up to your maintenance calories. Whereas when you do this, you're probably likely to get a little bit of temporary weight gain. Maybe you're going to feel a bit more bloated, maybe hold on to a little bit more water weight physically, which can really bring down your confidence when obviously you've been on this weight loss journey to do the complete opposite. But if you want to go in cold turkey, you just increase your calories back up. However, if you are at a point where you want to build it gradually, especially if you've had a past of like disordered eating or body dysmorphia, something like that, especially for my gals, I always recommend them to cycle up slowly. The way you do this is it's tailored for each and every individual. You just cycle back up the calories every week, bi-weekly, it depends, back up to your maintenance calories. Now being aware that your maintenance calories are going to be different from the point that you initially were before you lost the weight, because when our weight changes, you're a smaller person now, so you need less calories to maintain your weight. So you'll probably find that going from your deficit back up to maintenance again is not going to be a huge jump, and you're going to feel so much better for it, because little things happen when we're in a calorie deficit. The body is sneaky, like it will stop fidgeting to save energy when you're in a calorie deficit and stop that like general day-to-day movement of like moving your hands like I am right now, or picking your fingers or fidgeting on your chair. Like you'll find that that happens a lot less when you're in a calorie deficit. So obviously as you cycle those calories back up, you feel like you have more energy, and it means that you'll be lifting weights heavier, you're going to have more energy to do cardio, yada yada. Basically it's just a more of a sustainable way to get back up to your maintenance calories, so you can maintain all of that hard work of weight loss that you have created. And a lot of people have this fear too with cycling back up to maintenance, that they're not going to be able to hold on to the weight loss that they've gained. But also remember too, like, you are a new person now, you have better habits, and you are a shell of yourself that you were before. If you can positively sit down and say, I am not that person I was before I lost weight, in terms of how you feel, how your mindset is, etc., then you are a different person and you have grown. So yes, give yourself a little bit of a pat on the back for that, but also know that and trust yourself that you can maintain the weight that you have. Anyway, that's a topic for another story. But this lovely lady, we went down a hole with my client about how the reason why she wanted to reverse diet was because she was constantly comparing herself to others on social media, and she felt like she wasn't doing enough to get towards her weight loss goal. Like, all of these girls on social media are eating like 3,500 calories, but when she does that, she's gonna gain body fat, and she just can't correlate how, like, is genetics a part of it, etc. And where genetics do play a part in it, for sure, it's also like, people don't realise, a lot of people on social media lie, and potentially they could be eating 3,500 calories one day and then maybe eating slightly less another day. Like, you cannot deny the thermal effect of food. Also, they could be moving a lot in the daily, like lots of exercise, lots of steps, lots of training, especially at the moment when every Tom, Dick and Harry is doing a high rocks. Like, you actually need a lot of calories in training and being a hybrid athlete to have energy to lift weights and to run or do more functional training. So I think a lot of people don't realise that, and I'm not accusing anyone of lying here, but always remind yourself that social media is only about 10 seconds of somebody's life every single day. So this is why I will never do what I eat in a days on social media and tell you what calories I eat, because it's so tailored and personal to me. But obviously, with the whole self-comparison thing, with all of these thoughts about, is it genetics? I've always been the slightly chubby one in my group, and it's not made me feel that confident. And I've got a friend who can sit down all day. She's got a naturally big bum. She's naturally slim. If she went and did a few, you know, lifted some weights 4 times a week, then she would actually like gain a lot of muscle, and she would be 5 steps ahead of me. Now, it is annoying. It is easier for some people. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. It sometimes is easier. But at the end of the day, you've got to do what works for you. It's all about kind of having tunnel vision and staying in your own lane. If you constantly self-compare to other people, it's honestly the theft of your joy, the theft on your weight loss journey. If you constantly compare yourself to others, everyone's different. You don't know if that person who's looking great, looking amazing, how her mental health is, how her home life is, you don't know. So it's one of those things too. It's one of those things. I said that about 5 times today. Oh well. That me, for example, I'm 5'10". I don't have a lot of curves. I've had to build my bum. Whereas I look at some people sometimes, because we all self-compare, like, we're only human, someone who's slightly shorter and has more curves. And sometimes I always think I would love to just naturally have curves, because sometimes I feel like I have the build of a 10-year-old boy. So, not all the time, but you know, that few days before your periods, you tend to doubt yourself a little bit. So it's always that thing. You always want what you can't have, right? But as it comes to your weight loss journey, if you're currently not happy where you're at, you need to sit down and think about these 3 things. Like, are you doing enough in your daily schedule towards your weight loss goals? Like, are you lifting weights 2 to 3 times a week? Are you hitting 10 to 15k steps, or sitting in a really positive average on your step count? Are you in a good routine? Do you talk to yourself in a positive way? Do you have high protein, high volume foods the majority of the time and preach an 80-20 balance, you know? those things matter more than how that girl on Instagram looks, you know? It's about doing things that make you feel good. And if you feel good, guess what? Those self-comparisons are gonna become far, far less, whether that's in person with your friends or on social media. In addition to that, if you're on social media and you are comparing to a particular person, just mute them. I can't tell you how many people I've muted on social media who have not made me feel good, and that's no reflection on them, it's me problem. So if you feel like you're following someone who's not giving you good energy, just mute them and you'll forget about them in 2 seconds. And always remember that if you are doing enough towards your weight loss journey, you are doing enough. If there is only some weeks where you can only give 50%, that's your 100%, okay? So self-comparison is a funny one, but it's all about just reaffirming, coming back to yourself and thinking, am I doing all the things I need to do to facilitate weight loss? If that answer is no, it's back to the drawing board. 5 girls, if you're with me, come speak to me on your latest check-in and we can talk it through and come up with solutions. So it's one of those things. I keep saying that. Why do I keep saying it's one of those things? Do you ever do that? Do you ever think, I say a lot too, but now today it's one of those things. So it's so just have a little think about what you're doing in your weight loss journey at the moment. Are you building habits that are going to serve you in the long run? Things that are going to make you happy? Because body confidence, all of these sort of things, they come from internally. Like, boy, I'm giving you so much knowledge right now. I'm just basically like treating you all like my clients. It comes from within. And if you work on your habits, how you feel in yourself, if you are practicing that daily routine that is going to get you towards your end goal, you're going to feel so freaking proud of yourself. And when you feel proud of yourself, guess what? You speak kinder to yourself. And when you speak kinder to yourself, you're more confident in yourself. And that shows. There could be a woman who's in the best shape in the world in your eyes, and she walks through the door. If she doesn't have that inner body confidence, she hasn't got it. So always think body confidence comes within. It doesn't come without. And if you want a reverse diet, then do it. If you've reached your weight loss goal in the long run, and you can either do it cold turkey or you can cycle it up gradually, it's completely up to you. So those are the 2 takeaways from today's podcast. This is how you don't self-compare, and this is how you reverse diet. Hope you enjoyed, and if you did, then if you're on YouTube, please like and subscribe. If you are on the podcast, then you can share this on your social media. That would really help me spread the word about the Fitness Chinwag podcast. I hope you all have a lovely day, and I will speak to you next week. Goodbye.